The opening of a vein lets out the bad blood. When the heart is filled with sorrow and disquiet, prayer lets out the bad blood. The key of prayer, oiled with tears, unlocks the heart of all its discontents. Prayer drives away trouble. Prayer is the unbosoming of the soul, the unloading of all our cares in God's breast, and this ushers in sweet contentment. When there is any burden upon our spirits, by opening our minds to a friend, we find our hearts finally eased and quieted. It is not our strong resolutions, but our strong requests to God, which must give the heart ease in trouble. By prayer, the strength of Christ is brought into the soul, and where that is, a man is able to go through any condition. Paul could be in every state content, but that you may not think he was able to do this of himself, he tells you that though he could want and abound and do all things, yet it was through Christ strengthening him. Philippians IV:13. It is the child that writes, but it is the teacher guides his hand. St. Paul arrived at the hardest duty in religion, contentment, but the Spirit was his pilot, and Christ his strength, and this strength was ushered in by holy prayer. Prayer is a powerful orator. The best way is to pray down discontent. What Luther saith of concupiscence, I may say of discontent. Prayer is a sacred leech to suck out the venom and swelling of this passion. Prayer composeth the heart and brings it into tune. Hath God deprived you of many comforts? Bless God that He left you the spirit of prayer. Chapter XV, Use VI, Comfort to the Contented Christian. Use 6. The last use is of comfort, or an encouraging word to the contented Christian. If there be a heaven upon earth, thou hast it. O Christian, thou mayest insult over thy troubles, and with the Leviathan laugh at the shaking of a spear. Job, XLI 29. What shall I say? Thou art a crown to thy profession. Thou dost hold it out to all the world, that there is virtue enough in religion to give the soul contentment. Thou showest height of grace. When grace is crowning, it is not so much for us to be content, but when grace is conflicting and meets with crosses, temptations, agonies, to be now content, this is a glorious thing indeed. To a contented Christian, I shall say 2 things for a farewell. First, God is exceedingly taken with such a frame of heart. God saith of a contented Christian, as David once said of Goliath's sword, there is none like that, give it me. 1 Samuel XXI 9. If you would please God, and be men of his heart, be contented. The musician hath many lessons to play, but he hath one above all the rest. There are many lessons of holy music that delight God, the lesson of repentance, humility, etc. But this lesson of contentment is the sweetest lesson that a believer can play. God hates a froward spirit. Second, the contented Christian shall be no loser. What lost Job? By his patience? God gave him 3 times as much as he had before. What lost Abraham? By his contentment. He was content to leave his country at God's call. The Lord makes a covenant with him that he would be his God. Genesis XVII. He changeth his name, no more Abram, but Abraham, the father of many nations. God makes his seed as the stars of heaven, nay, honors him with this title, the Father of the faithful. The Lord makes known his secrets to him. Shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Genesis XVII 17. God settles a rich inheritance upon him, that land which was a type of heaven, and afterwards translated him into the blessed paradise. God will be sure to reward the contented Christian. As our Savior said in another case to Nathanael, because I said, I saw thee under the fig tree, believest thou? Thou shalt see greater things than these. John 1:50. So I say, art thou contented, O Christian, with a little? Thou shalt see greater things than these. God will distill the sweet influences of his love into thy soul. He will raise thee up, friends. He will bless the oil and the cruse. And when that is done, He will crown thee with an eternal enjoyment of himself. He will give thee heaven, where thou shalt have as much contentment as thy soul can possibly thirst after. The end. This Reformation audio resource is a production of Still Waters Revival Books. Many free resources, as well as our complete mail-order catalog containing classic and contemporary Puritan and Reformed books, CDs, and much more at great discounts, are on the web at www.swrb.com. We can also be reached by email at swrb@swrb.com, by phone at 780-450-3730, by fax at 780-468-1096, or by mail at 4710 37A Avenue, Edmonton, AB, Canada, T6L3T5. If you do not have a web connection, please request a free printed catalog. If you do have a web connection and would like to be added to our email list, please send an email to add@swrb.com or swrb@swrb.com with the word add in the subject line. SWRB's email list is a double opt-in list, so once you've sent us your email address, you will be asked by email to confirm that you want to join our list using the email address you have supplied. Your email information will be kept confidential, and you can easily remove yourself from our email list by simply emailing us at swrb@swrb.com with the word remove in the subject line. Once you are on our email list, you will be alerted to all the new free Reformation resources, free MP3s, free electronic books and text, etc. SWRB makes available on the web, as well as at times to our best discounts and super specials. We also encourage you to reproduce this audio resource and to pass it on to your friends, but we only authorize this as long as the full contents of the message, including the header and trailer, is not altered in any way, and as long as the audio file or cassette is given away for free. Thank you again for listening to this SWRB reading, and remember that Isaiah 26:3 states, "Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee." And 2 Corinthians 13:11 concludes, "Finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect, be of good comfort, be of one mind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace shall be with you."